A warm greeting to all. Today in this video we are going to discuss about inverse Z transforms. In previous videos we have discussed about the introduction on Z transform and the properties of Z transform, and after that we have discussed about ROC of Z transform for both causal and non-causal sequence with infinite and finite length. So before getting into the inverse Z transform, now just we are going to have a recollection on the important sequences in the Z transform. So the very first important sequence in Z transform is U of n. If you are going to have a sequence x of n as U of n, we know the formula for x of z, right? So if we are going, we can replace x of n as u of n, and for expanding the sequence we have to change the summation from 0 to infinity. Instead, minus infinity to infinity we are writing as 0 to infinity. Since u of n is a causal sequence, we are doing such alterations in the summations. And afterward, the important formula we have to keep in mind for solving such sequences, this formula. So this is like this sequence. So this expanded sequence can be written as 1 divided by 1 minus r. So this is the important formula to be keep in mind for solving the sequences using inverse as well as Z transforms. And we are in so here in the place of r we are having Z inverse. So if it is so we can replace this r by Z inverse. So at last we will be getting this formula as Z divided by Z minus 1. So another important thing that we have to keep in mind is the finding the value of ROCs. For causal sequence, the modulus of Z value should be greater than the number of poles. If it is a non-causal, and the modulus of Z should be lesser than the number of poles. So that's the difference between the ROC values for with respect to causal and non-causal sequences. So another important formula to be keep in mind is a power n e of n. So we know the derivation for this one. So in previous formula, in this example, the important formula what we are using is 1 divided by 1 minus r. The same thing we are going to apply over here, but instead of Z inverse, here we are having a Z inverse. So only the difference is there we had only Z inverse, but here we are having a Z inverse. So at last we can get the equation as Z divided by Z minus a. So this is second formula to be keep in mind for solving further problems in this unit. So here we are having list of sequences. So mostly we are having sequences, causal sequences along with Z transform with ROC sequences. And for solving inverse Z transform very easily and also in a quick manner, we have to remember this at least very first 8 sequences, so that we can do the calculations very easily. Okay, so the very first 8 sequence is very important for solving both Z transform as well as inverse Z transform, particularly for solving inverse Z transform, because inverse Z transform topic is very important as far as Anna University examination is concerned, because we can expect inverse Z transform questions in part B. So that we have to keep these sequences in mind. So the very first important sequence is del of n. So the Z transform of del of n is 1. So it is very important for solving further topics in the second unit. So let's get into the inverse Z transform. So before that, so important thing is here we are having 2 sequences. So it is consist of del of n. So if you are going to take Z transform for this sequence, we can denote this as x1 of z. So here we are having some constant, so we can keep as such, and the Z transform of del of n is 1. So 3 into 1 will give 3, and here another constant 2, and here we are having del of n minus 1. So but we are having Z transform only for del of n. and but here we are having del of n minus 1. So now we can use only the properties for solving the such type of terms. So here instead of del of n we are having some additions to that n. So for this one we can go only with properties of Z transform. So it is looking like a time shifting property. So the Z transform for del of n is 1. So it is been advanced by one sample. So the formula is Z power of minus 1 into 1. So 2 del Z inverse into 1. So this is the Z transform of this first sequence. So likewise we can write for second sequence. Here the question is convolution of two signals. So we know the convolution property again. It is just the multiplication of Z transform of two sequences. So we can take a Z transform for these two sequences and we can multiply directly in order to get the convolution or the convolution of this sequence. So now we'll discuss about inverse Z transform. So far we are finding the value of x of z from x of n. So now we are going to do a reverse transformation hereafter. Here we are having, if we are having x of z in our hand, from that we are going to get x of n. So for getting x of n from x of z, we are going to take inverse Z transform. It means we are going to multiply with Z inverse. So since it is taking a Z inverse, we are calling that as an inverse Z transform. Okay, so the very first problem is having the sequence is having x of z. So far we have seen the question with x of n, but hereafter we are going to see the question with x of z. So from that we are going to find x of n. So the given sequence is having three terms. The very first term is having only a constant. So if we are not having any value in the form of z, so we can write this as a 2 into 1. And we have to take z, we are going to multiply all the terms with z inverse in order to get x of n from x of z. So we are multiplying with z inverse. So after that, here we are having only the constant, so that we have taken, consider that as 1, the value as 1. So we know the z inverse of we will get the z inverse value 1, sorry, z transformed value of some sequence as 1, that is del of n. So we can write this, the z inverse of 1 will give del of n. And here too we are having this form, we know, that is z divided by z minus 1. This is very important, very first sequence what we have seen in this video too. So this is the form of u of n. So already we are having constant over here, so 4 into u of n. So another one is z divided by z minus a. So the value of a over here is 0.5. So it is the form of a power n u of n. So instead of a we can write as 0.5 power n into u of n. So it's it's a direct inspection of inverse Z transform from Z transform. So in a second problem, here we are having two terms, and we are at the very first step is we have to multiply this x of z by z inverse. So z inverse 5z divided by z minus 1 the whole square, and again we are multiplying the second term with z inverse. So now with the 5 is constant, so we can take this out of the z transform entire term. So we can take inverse z transform for the rest of the terms in the very first one. So z divided by z minus 1 the whole square. So likewise here too we can take the constant outside. So the thing what we are going to do after multiplying the x of z by z inverse is we are trying to bring all the terms in a given sequence in the form of u of n and its combination. So we are trying to bring the sequences either u of n or del of n or a power n u of n or a power n u of minus n likewise. So that we have to keep the very first 8 sequences in mind in order to solve this inverse Z transform easily. So here the thing what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring the entire terms like the basic sequence what we have listed in the tabulation. So here what we have done is we are bringing that in the form of basic sequences. So it is in the form of z divided by z minus 1, but it is the square. So if you are going to get square in the denominator, so it is a output for differentiation property. So directly we can write, if you are going to have a square, we can write it as n. If you are going to have a cube, then we can write it as n square. So in the formula for z divided by z minus 1 is u of n, but here we are having square, so n u of n. And here too we are having z power the value of a as 0.5, so a power n u of n into n. Here we are having n square, so n a power n u of n. So another problem is it is having 3 terms. So here we are multiplying x of z with z inverse, and after that we are trying to bring all the terms in like the basic sequences listed in the tabular column. So after that we can write the x of n. So before writing this one here, suppose if you are going to take this z power x into 1, we can take only the inverse z transform for the value 1. So the inverse z transform of 1 is del of n, but it has been shifted with by 6 samples in the positive side. So we can write this as a del of n minus x. So likewise we have to convert this x of z into x of n. So far we have seen the inverse Z transform by a direct inspection method.